God.
Hey, hello everybody, welcome back to one more video. So today's video I got a build video for you guys. This is gonna be a build focused on PvE, even though before when I started making this build I was making it for PvP and then I tried on PvE. I liked it, so I optimized it to be for PvE and it's been working really well. As a fact, two pieces on this build that I used on this build I have not seen people using it. So let's get into this, right? So for the specialization I am using the demolitionist. Very straightforward. It's gonna be for the 15% increased damage to the LMGs and everything else on this build. Now let's move on to the build. So without further ado, this is gonna be the build, guys. This one I'm gonna be using 2 Patriots sets. And before you guys say it does not work on NPC, well, I think it does though. I know a lot of people used to say that, so that's why I never tried to use it on PvE, but it's been working really well on PvE, so that's why I'm bringing this build for you guys, so for you guys to try it out and let me know what you think and confirm to me that this build, the Patriot sets actually work against NPCs. That out of the way, let's talk about the rest of the build, which is going to be a high damage LMG on the PvE side of things. The start of the show is going to be my M60, and the reason why is because this M60 has a base damage of 36.7k. That's a high damage for a M60. Not a lot of people can get it over 35. Well, it's not hard, it's more like on the RMG side of things if you're lucky or not. On this LMG is going to be the M60 E4, base damage 36.7k, RPM 525 with 100 bullet on a magazine. The talent is going to be, of course, the famous talent Unhinged, which gives you that 20% damage, which is going to give me that boost of 36.7k damage per bullet. Second talent is going to be Stable. Now I do wish if I had Allegro, as a fact that I do have another LMG that has Allegro with Unhinged, but this one has a lot less damage. This one might do a more DPS, but most of the time I'm switching between them depending how I feel, and a lot of times I use both at the same time. So especially on console, I think Stable actually is going to be very well on this build, because on console I know it's going to be really hard to control that LMG. And now moving on to the mods, there's one thing that I want to point out that a lot of people do not know, is that the accuracy is very important on the LMGs. The LMGs, reticle bloom will not close as fast if you do not have some accuracy, and with accuracy you will hit a lot more bullets when your reticle bloom close a lot more faster. So on console, trying to balance that out, trying to get some accuracy on the scope. On the magazine, if you do have the large pouch, put it in here and you will have a lot more bullets, but I do not have it, so I'm rocking with a 5% rate of fire. The large pouch, I believe it gives you 30 to 35 extra bullets, so yeah, maybe if you want to do that. For the grip, I have the vertical grip that gives me some accuracy. Like I said, I do like to have a lot of accuracy on the LMGs. You will see that the LMGs without accuracy, the reticle bloom will stay really wide and you will spread the shots everywhere. You'll miss a lot of bullets. On console, trying to balance that out. The grip, I'll go with the accuracy, and a place where you can get some stability is going to be on the muzzle. On the muzzle you can put the compensator 7.6, which gives you 10% stability. So on this build, on this gun itself, I have a total of 25% stability with counting the talents on the gun. The secondary is going to be a level 1 lullaby. I do not have a way to upgrade it yet. That's why I'm rocking with it. So yeah, that's just for the third talent, which is evasive. While equipped, dodging reload 25% of your current weapon's magazine. This is like almost a must secondary weapon when you're rocking an LMG, because when you dodge you will reload your 25% of that magazine size, so that's very helpful. Now moving on to the gear. So like I said, I have these two Patriots. They will do 10% damage to armor, and that damage to armor is gonna work on the yellow and purple enemies, and believe me, it works very well because I've done this. I've tried this build in control points level 4 and on the raid, and it works just fine. For this mask, it's a very good mask that I found. I was very lucky because it has 42% damage to elite. That's a high roll. I don't know how high the damage can go on the damage to elite on the mask, but the mask is where you can get the most of the damage to elite. After that, I have 9,000 health, and that's also a good roll. It goes up to, I think, 15,000, so 9,000 is not too bad. For the chest piece, we have a Gila Guard. I do like to use a lot of Gila Guards because they give you the chance of equipping a lot of mods. This one attributes has 25,000 armor, 12.5% weapon damage, which is gonna help me get that higher amount of damage. That's one of the reason. And then 7% critical hit chance. The talent is gonna be Bloodsucker, and I do prefer this over the talent Unbreakable, because Unbreakable I think is very useful on the raid, but after the raid and anywhere else I believe the Bloodsucker is gonna be the best option, because with these LMGs I'm doing so much damage. As long as I keep shooting, I kill the NPCs so fast, I will get so much extra armor that it's gonna help me stand a lot more in the fights in the PvE. For the mods, like I said, with this Gila Guard, I'm gonna get 3 mod slots, 2 blues and 1 red. In this red, I'm gonna have a mod that's gonna give me 5% LMG damage. So adding that to this 12.5% weapon damage on the chest piece, right here I already have around almost 18% weapon damage only on the chest piece. For the holds, I'm rocking with the Petrov Defense Group, and this one is almost essential for the LMG build because it will give you that 10% LMG damage, so only one of them is already good for the build. This one has 2 yellows, 4% cooldown reduction, 292 skill power, and 1 blue, which gives me 15,000 health. Now this in here is gonna go up, so imagine as me having not 75,000 health but around 90,000 health after I optimize the health. But the backpack is gonna be my second Gila on this build. Like I said, I like the Gilas because it gives you a lot of armor and a lot of mod slots. This one on the attributes has 7,000 armor, 175 skill power with 6% weapon damage. I could choose either to optimize weapon damage once I find one, or I could choose to optimize the armor. For the talents, I have hard hitting, and secondary talents are going to be on the ropes. Now on the ropes I do not need it in here. There's nothing I can do here. I do not need it, so just think of it not being here. If I could choose a talent to be here, I would choose efficiency. That's gonna be the best option for this build because I'm not gonna use anything else better on this build. The mods is gonna be 1 blue and 1 red. This 1 red is gonna be the offensive system, which is gonna give me another 4% LMG damage and 1.5 weapon damage, which is gonna be a total of 5.5% weapon damage to LMG, which is gonna help me get that high damage on the bullets. On the gloves, gonna be the second Patriots gloves. Like I said, 2 Patriots gloves give you 10% damage to armor, and then this one has an attributes 11% LMG damage and 12% health. And last but not least, we have the knee pads, which is gonna be the third Gila on this build, and this one is gonna give me an attribute, so 8% total armor with the talent hard hitting. Now on attributes, I could choose to go with some health because the knee pads roll with a high amount of health. Like for example, this one right here, I have 22,000 health. That's the highest health that I got in any knee pad so far. So I could choose in here to go with some health and get some health, kind of balance the armor and health in here. So that's a matter of choice. But so far right now I'm rocking with this one just because it has that talent hard hitting. Another good thing, like I just said about the Gila Guard, the knee pads comes with a 2 mod slot. This one has 2 mod slots, one for health, one for armor. The skills of this build doesn't matter too much, all about what you like to play, how do you like to play. So in my case, most of the time I use the Kim Launcher and the Revive Hive. You could go with the drone. Sometimes I choose the drone over the Revive Hive. So like I said, the skills is not really a must, like have to be some type of skills in this build, because this build is relying on the LMG damage by itself. Now let's check on the stats. For this build, the stats gonna be 36.7 weapon damage total, 7% critical hit chance, because we're not really expecting in any critical hit chance and damage, so we don't have to worry about that. It's gonna be 65% headshot damage. That's just the default headshot damage from the LMGs. So if you are on console, don't think that I'm specking headshot damage. You can use this build on console because I'm specking all in just raw damage. You can go for body shots. If you scroll down, you're gonna see that I have 40.5 all weapon damage and then 45% LMG damage. So if you add that up, it's gonna be a total of 85.5% weapon damage on this build. That's why I have such a high base damage on this LMG. And also, not only that, I have this 10% damage to armor with 62% damage to elite. So all of these together, all of these adding up, you're gonna be doing a lot of damage against NPCs. I use this build on the raid. On the last boss, I was taking the beat chungus by myself if I want to. I think those are one of the strongest NPCs in the raid. So if you can take them with one build, that means you're doing a very good damage. But yeah guys, that's about it. That's basically my build. I hope you guys enjoyed this build. Give it a try. I've been playing with this build a lot. I'm enjoying using it. I think I found my LMG PVE build that I'm gonna stick with until title update 4, and maybe we'll see if I have to change it for another build. But so far this is my best build on the LMG PVE and I'm enjoying it a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like the video, please hit that like. If you are new, you can subscribe and catch me in the next video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.